Hello everyone, welcome to class 14 of Kerala PSC HSA English. Today let's discuss on Kamala's poem and introduction. It was published in her first collection of poems, Summer in Calcutta, in 1965. It is written in free verse with 60 lines and there is no rhyme scheme. It is an autobiographical and confessional poem. The poem tells about the life of a woman in a patriarchal society. The poet tells how patriarchy controls the life of women. She compares and contrasts the role of men and women in the society. Men can do whatever they want, whatever thing they like, but women are, they are forced to obey. There are many restrictions in the society. So that gender role is the main theme in the poem. The poet begins by comparing her knowledge of politicians to the days of the week and months of the year. So she does not have a great knowledge on politics, but she knows who were in power. And the first of these she is able to recall is Nehru. Then she moves on to describe about herself. She is Indian, she is very brown, she is from Malabar in southwest India. And she continues to describe language. She is able to speak 3 languages, write in 2, dream in 1. So that shows the role of language in her life. She wrote in both Malayalam and English. So whenever she got criticized for how she speaks, how she writes, she always felt that she is alone. There was no one to support her, not her friends or cousins. So everyone were critics. So she directly asked why they all care about what she's doing, what she's speaking, what she's writing. So she feels a deep connection or emotion to the word she uses, how she writes. So that speaks her, her own feelings and emotions in her mind. So she is telling others to let her write, to let her speak the way she likes. Then she goes on to describe herself as half English, half Indian. So here she tells about her identity. But she is a combination of 2 things, but for her it is her identity. All she thinks about is she is a human. She should be held under that single category and no other. So she describes the control she has over her voice. So she's displaying all her emotions here. How her mind sees and hears and is aware about everything. Just like the lions roar, the storms roar, the fire mutters, humans speak, right? So she has her freedom to use her voice. So she explains to the reader that there are other circumstances or other situations in her life that avoids her freedom. There are some people who are out there to control her. She was really in need for freedom. When she was young, she asked for love, but she did not know what else to want. And at 16, she ended up in getting married and closing of a bedroom door, although her husband did not bear her. Her body felt so beaten. She was sad. So, here we can see how a woman's body is just simplified to an object. She also blames her body, her own body, for leading her to marriage. There were physical changes, and the people around her, the family, uh, forced her to get married at 16. Her distinctly female parts, breasts and womb, are a crushing weight on her life. She feels those like a burden. The pressure placed on her by her husband and by her family led to an emotional and mental, shrinking. And there was a time when a change came over to her. She decided to become modern. She put on brothers' trousers and cut off her hair. So that is something like a boyish, becoming of a boyish character. But the people around her wanted to be just like a human because her identity was of a, sorry, not human, woman. Because her identity is that she is a woman, she is supposed to wear saris, not trousers. So that's a tradition of womanhood. They should be fitting in and dressing in saris. So women are categorized to some roles, some typical roles in our society. But she is not going to listen. So she chose to move on and live a life beyond the traditional, and therefore uh, there is an expansion in her mind, or she is broad minded, and how she presents herself to the world. So she has her own identity, and she is very much happy about it, that she can be Ami or Kamala or Madhavikuti. So she goes on to say that she doesn't need for pretending something, to play pretending games or cry embarrassingly loud, that women are supposed to do. you know the society has put a stamp on women that they are supposed to be meek, quiet and submissive and obey to the rules and regulations of the society. Next, Kamala Das talks about a man whom she loved. So this person is referred only as a man. He is not named, and that naming is not given so much importance because for her, every man in the world wants women as he likes, as he pleases. So she asks a man who he is, and he replies back, "It is I." So the I represents the agency he has in the world. I, the I. Okay, so men make their own decisions, they have freedom, and they have the ability to use the pronoun in order to get what they want. I am the I, so I am here to control you. You must obey me. Just like that. So there are a lot of eyes around her, everywhere she looks. So, as a person of this nature, is able to go and drink at 12 and stay in hotels of strange towns. So the I can do whatever they want. At the end of the poem, the reader realizes that the poet is coming in terms to her own independence and identity as both saint and sinner. She is trapped between her own need for free life and the world which tries to keep her contained. So the poem ends with a kind of protest or resistance. She says that she has aches which belong to no one but herself. She too can be I. She has also the right to become I, just like men.